Oh, wow. Welcome to Takeover Tuesday, guys. It has been a busy Tuesday. We told you last week what the plan was. We're going to the Walnut Valley Festival in Winfield, Kansas. We're leaving tomorrow morning for that festival. And we have taken probably half the store with us, which the incredible thing is, it used to like empty out the store when we would go to these festivals and there would be like nothing left in it. We have taken probably about 30 to 40 instruments out of the store and inventory. All have it next door and starting to load it on the trailer. But the shop still looks pretty full, so that's an encouraging sign. But you can look around, we got some empty racks here. We've taken away, I think, 2 of the floor racks already. Lots of instruments going to the festival. That's going to be in Winfield, Kansas. This is the 51st year of that. We were there for last year's 50th anniversary. One of the best kind of acoustic bluegrass and acoustic Americana festivals in the nation, especially in the Midwest. And they have the National Flat Picking Championship, the National Finger Picking or Fingerstyle Guitar Championship, banjo, mandolin, fiddle, auto harp, hammer dulcimer, and we're going to be filming just about all of those contests, the very last round of them. They normally go through 3 rounds each category. They'll compete. The finalists to get to that final round, we're going to film that as well as the winner of each contest. So that will be coming out after the festival. We got to get back here and do all the editing. I don't have to do it. These guys got to do it. Trent and Hinkley will be doing it.
He says we so much.
We got to go back there and do all. It's all about a group effort right here.
For sure.
Hinkley, if you guys are watching, which I hope you are, please leave something in the comments telling us where you're watching from. If you've ever been to the Winfield or Walnut Valley Festival in Winfield, Kansas, let us know any memories you have from there. I hear it used to rain and flood all the time. The Chapmans, we played there about twice, and then we've done it now as the acoustic shop 1 year, so this will be our 2nd year there. And we're just kind of frantically getting things ready. But if you've attended that festival, let us know all about it. Jamming goes on all night in the campground. We were so exhausted last year that I rarely ventured out there, but this year it's a goal of mine to get out and do some jamming. Hinkley, do we have anybody watching? Leaves comments. Hinkley is monitoring. If you have any questions about my mustache or any other subject matter, please put them in the comments and Hinkley will share those.
Of course. Alex is watching from cool and humid Toronto.
Hello, Alex from Toronto.
We also have somebody watching from Australia. He said that because of our response about the Martin M36, he is now patiently awaiting a Martin Custom Shop M14. Well,
awesome.
Thank you for tuning in. I think that John answered
that.
Do
you know Bluey over there? My wife is
Bluey.
My wife is a resident of Australia, according to the what do they call those things?
VPN.
A VPN that she uses so that she can watch the newest Bluey episodes. So, welcome or hello to my fellow Australian.
For sure. Are you going to try and venture outside? Do you want to try?
We can try it. We're going to try to see if we can take this outside if it still has signal to show you what we're doing right now.
If this looks too bad, I'll shut you down.
Yeah, Hinkley will warn us if it's not, the signal's not working.
If you get some lag or
we're trying to get some mobile shots here, but show you a little bit what we've got going on. The parking lot is torn up. Boxes of merchandise is all the strings and accessories that have just arrived. Dario, one of our sponsors, sent us a whole bunch of stuff that will be at the festival. We load up a lot of the merchandise onto this rack, and then we've emptied the trailer right now. The trailer is going to be, as big as that thing is, it is going to be almost jam-packed with all the merchandise we have. The booth, we set up a large booth that's almost like a section of our music store mobile, and then we will have all those instruments. Probably, I think we got about 40 total instruments plus about 30 ukuleles going with us. So 70 instruments will be going with us to the Walnut Valley Festival. And then we got all the strings, capos, picks. If anybody's watching from Walnut Valley, let us know anything that you've lost in the campground these last couple of weeks while you're jamming, and we'll be sure to bring some extras. We'll have guitar straps and all those things you need to enjoy a wonderful music festival. Is it working, Hinkley?
Yep.
Look at this, it's working out here. I don't know if we've shown the front of the shop in a while.
Yeah,
Have we shown that?
I think that you're working pretty okay. I'm a little nervous.
She's nervous. We're starting to venture a little bit here.
I know.
We have the remodel of the shop. Guys, we're looking to expand again. We've got new plans, have been drawn up to add some more space to this building, but this was the new remodel. It's looking great. The weeds are growing very well in this climate, so that's a good thing. We're gonna have to get somebody to take care of that. Trent, after you're done, pull some weeds. Any more comments or questions?
Let's see.
We'll go back inside.
We got folks watching from Oregon, South Springfield, Lancaster, California.
Here's an Oregon guitar.
Carol says, love a good ukulele. We always take quite a bit of those.
We will bring a lot of those. Those are very popular at the festivals. I think they're a great campground instrument. Even if you're a first-time player, you can be strumming along before the festival's over.
All you need, Jeremy, is a pair of bushy eyebrows and a cigar and a bingo.
Is he saying that I'm going to look like Groucho Marx?
Yep. Liz is laughing at that, in case the viewers
I
can't
am
hear.
a Marx Brothers fan, although I always thought of myself as more of a Harpo than a Groucho, but I do have the mustache. It's just not a grease
Okay,
smear.
first question that we have here. Do you have any dulcimers in the store?
Good question. No. But now this was something that was a major oversight on our part. We just get so many different projects going on that we let some things fall through the crack, and it's happening more now when we have so many balls in the air. But one of the finest dulcimer builders is going to be our neighbor at the Walnut Valley Festival. Last year we talked to them about getting some of their dulcimers in here, and then just didn't do that follow through to make sure we get them in. It is my goal to maybe even come home from the festival with some instruments, some dulcimers. So we're talking about the mountain dulcimers or lap dulcimers. If not, coming home from the festival, getting some of those in right afterwards. And so it'll be a surprise if it happens. We'll let you guys know when that works out. But yes, we should have dulcimers in here because they are an acoustic instrument, and really one of the first ones. My dad, he had one of those kits where he built one. I remember when I was a kid, he had a wood burner, and he was doing all kinds of fun designs. And I don't know, it was a pretty decent dulcimer, but these guys definitely built a much better one. So not in stock currently, but check with us again in a few weeks.
Ooh, secretive. That's awesome. Lee from North Carolina, who we saw at IBMA.
Yeah,
he
Lee
says that he's looking forward to seeing his new guitar coming in on Thursday. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's always fun to hear. You do have a question about Gold Tone.
Okay.
How do you feel about the 6-string mandolin from Gold Tone?
The 6-string mandolin from Gold Tone. We have sold a number of those. We haven't had them in the shop in a while. I think they're fun. They're cool. They're interesting. Gold Tone, they're a pretty creative company. They do all kinds of weird, oddball instruments, including a 6-string mandolin. They do, obviously, the 6-string banjo. They have 8-string banjo. What is it? What do they call it? Like a banjolin. So it's basically a mandolin, but banjo. They've got all kinds of odd instruments that they're experimenting with, including like they have the Bela Fleck missing link, which is like this 24-inch head, this really low tone banjo. Very cool stuff. They weren't at the NAAM show last year. I hope to see them again this year. We're going to be at NAAM in January. And I want to go through and see some of the odd instruments, because now we're starting to get enough of an online presence that some of those things don't sit around the shop as much as they used to. The 6-string mandolins, like I said, we did sell a few of those, but they did sit in the shop for a while because it takes a very specific user that's going to be interested in those. And back then we were just pretty much foot traffic only. Now that we have an online presence, I think we'll start carrying some of that cool, interesting instruments from Gold Tone. We've done already. We've sold a couple of the fry pan mandolins, so those kind of flat iron style or Army Navy style mandolins. We've done pretty well with those, and the Gold Tone banjos as well. So be looking out for that. So the question was, what did I think of them? I think they're pretty cool. I had fun playing with them. I sold one to a student of mine. They love it. They take it out all the time. So interesting instrument.
Cool. A couple of really specific questions. Do you have any idea the ballpark cost of a bourgeois F-style mandolin being shipped to Canada?
I don't off the top of my head. I mean, the sale price on them for the F-style, the black is $29.99, and I think it's the natural one is $31.99 or $30.99, right around there. So that's roughly your price, and then shipping it to Canada would probably be about $150, I'm guessing. And then it's kind of a hit and miss whether you get hit with duty fees. Sometimes they let things go through the border and think, hey, this isn't high enough to charge. Other times they may hit you with a duty fee on that. I don't know if you should have much with the NAFTA, but that once it leaves our shop, I'm not sure exactly what any extra fees might be. I know we get hit pretty hard importing some of the guitars from Boucher sometimes, even though they have an agreement with that. They have to go back to FedEx and get refunded on that. But so roughly about $3,400, depending on which mandolin you're looking for, shipped to Canada.
You can always call us, and I believe that we can look up the exact shipping if we have an address.
Exactly, yeah. So if you would like a more specific price on that, give us a call. We can let you know the cost of the mandolin you're looking at, and then look up the shipping rate to your actual address.
Are you able to show a side-by-side of the thickness difference between an Elliot Elite and an Elliot Integrity?
What are your thoughts? Do you think it'll show up?
Yeah.
Okay, John says yes.
Dramatic.
Guys, John just joined us.
John says it's pretty dramatic. Who cannot hear that on the mic?
Do we have an Integrity?
We did.
What is that one? That's just a satin?
satin.
Okay.
I got this.
And I just got another invoice that I paid 2 days ago, yesterday actually, I guess. Saturday, I paid it Saturday. We got 2 more shipments of Elliot's coming. And then I think these are the McKinneys, right?
I'll include McKinney.
They will include McKinneys in the shipment. We've gone through probably 15 or 20 of the last shipment.
No,
Way more than that. So yeah, we've gone through a lot of those. So John's going to get those out right now and do a side-by-side, just kind of show you. Yes.
Quick question. Somebody asked, how long does the festival take place? We will be there from the 13th to the 17th. Yeah, September 13th to 17th.
Does that count when we're setting up? We're setting up tomorrow.
It says on their website that they're open the 13th through the 17th.
Okay, yep. So tomorrow, is tomorrow the 13th? Yep, tomorrow's the 13th.
Yeah.
So they don't actually open the expo show till Thursday, but we will be setting up tomorrow and we'll be tearing down on Sunday. We're going to try to rush back. I don't think it's going to happen, but if we can possibly get back to Springfield, guys, if you're watching from Springfield, Sunday night, Tim O'Brien is going to be playing, and Jan Fabricius will be playing at the Foxhole here in Springfield. We did a podcast that I think is coming out this Saturday. Is that correct? Or is that next Saturday? This Saturday. This Saturday, Tim O'Brien, one of our all-time heroes, and he's going to be performing in Springfield. If you're not able to make it to the Walnut Valley Festival and you're in the Springfield area, you're going to want to catch that show because Tim is just incredible songwriter, probably one of my favorite mandolin players, even though I can't learn his style because he's so loose and it's a different style, but I just love listening to him play. Just one of my all-time heroes, so check that out if you can.
That is going to be very, very exciting.
Guys, Jason got some heat last week. Jason joined John in
a
New Guitar Thursday live unboxing. We had just finished our podcast with Tim O'Brien, so Jason was feeling a little bit, we pick on each other a little bit. If you guys haven't listened to the podcast, the Acoustic Shop knows people. It is available wherever you get podcasts. But we gave each other a little bit of grief on that show, and we had just finished an episode, so I think Jason was feeling a little bit cantankerous and picking some fights with John, and he got some heat from the fans. I think one fella said,
I love how divisive it was.
One fella said that he would like 10 minutes and a baseball bat with the person that told Jason that he's funny.
I thought that was pretty good.
Yikes.
All right, you ready for this?
Close up. You tell me which one's the Integrity and which one's the Elite. I bet they can guess.
It's pretty obvious.
So the Integrity is Elliot's version of a more affordable capo. They don't put as much into the burnishing, the beveling the edges and polishing, and the square saddle. So a little bit bulkier, but still getting a fine quality capo, but saving some money. The Elite, obviously, very slim, very slick, and very almost like jewelry-like.
If I was going to invest, you tell this.
Yeah.
If I was going to invest, I would definitely spend the extra on an Elite between that and the Integrity. I don't think the Integrity is a bad capo, but there's just a lot more capo here.
It's almost like a jeweler, the way they've polished it up and beveled it, and
it's so much thinner.
Just the precision and the thinner.
Easy to stay out of the way. I'll be right back.
I would say, with the Integrity, that extra square around the saddle of it can sometimes bump into your hand, or your hand can bump into it and feel a little bit sharp. So definitely, I think it's worth the upgrade, especially you're going to have this capo probably, John's had his almost 30 years now.
What was the price point on the cheaper Elliot capo, the Integrity?
You would ask that. The Elite is $250, and I don't have one of the Integrities, he just took it with him. I think it runs about $170, is what I'm guessing. John, the Integrity is $170, $179.
Yeah, 189, something like that.
I think it's right there about I believe it's 170. So you're saving about.
Yeah, they said 170-ish. Somebody else answered as well. Are you ready for another question?
So I'm saving about $80 on that. But.
Okay, another question. This is guitar related, so John may answer. Which would you consider better for finger style playing? The Yamaha FG9 Rosewood or the Martin D41?
For finger style, I don't know that either one of those would be your best option. Normally the larger body dreadnoughts are more geared towards a flat pick because flat picks are a little harsher, a little brighter, and that kind of cuts through that low-end bass response of a dreadnought. Fingerstyle players seem to prefer, for good reason, a smaller body guitar, OM, or even a parlor, because that smaller body is a little bit more mid-rangey, cuts back on some of that bass, and just that duddiness of your bare fingers cuts through more on a small body guitar than it will on a Dreadnought, a lot of times it's just overpowered by the low end. So between those two, I don't know you're going to see a big difference between them. Rosewood, again, probably not your ideal guitar. So if you're looking at the FG9 and you want a fingerstyle, I would go with mahogany over rosewood on that, but I would still actually steer you more towards a smaller body guitar, which, follow up on that, part 2, at the Fretboard Summit, they debuted a small body FG9, correct? So that might be your best option. They call it the FS9, so that might be a better option. It's going to be that smaller body, still all the same specs and quality level of the FG9, just in a small body guitar. So that's supposed to come out next year. That would probably be your best option if you're a fingerstyle guitarist. And I'm sure there's some Martin comparatives to that, but if you're really interested in the FG9, wait for the FS9 for the fingerstyle.
That's what I'd recommend.
Do you have any 1 3/4 with 14-inch radiuses for Elliot capos?
John will check again. Some of those we did pack up to bring to.
It's
so he's gonna just look into our point of sale system. 12.
He asked for 14-inch radius.
14-inch radius, 1
1 3/4.
While he's doing that, guys, we did do a lot with Yamaha this last few weeks. We've got some content coming. I think we've released all the FG9 content, correct? The FG9? No, we got more coming.
No, we have a couple of comparisons coming up. I'll say that. We have our official review and a comparison or so.
All right, so that's exciting. Yamaha is one of our official sponsors for IBMA. We do get back. We're going to be at Walnut Valley Festival next week. John says, no, we do not have any of those capos in stock techs, but we might have that in this next batch that's on its way.
John did say that he does have an 1 11/16 with a 16-inch radius.
And he can always have the
radius.
Other radius redone for a 14. I have twists and elites in 16-inch radius that can be re-radiused for free one time by Elliot capos.
And we do that. We just shipped one off this yesterday, so we'll ship it to Elliot for you. They will re-radius it and then ship it directly to you, so you don't have to do the back and forth. And they'll kind of get to the radius that you're needing for your particular needs, free of charge.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, are you done?
No, I'm done.
Okay. Another question of a guitar versus a guitar.
Guys,
would you prefer? I know he's the mandolin guy. Would you guys prefer a Yamaha FG9 mahogany or a Guild D55?
The FG9 is a different level. I think the Guild US built guitars are very nice guitars. We just did a review with one of those last week, and I played it. It sounded very nice. But the FG9 it's in that boutique level. We're talking about the Bourgeois and Thompson style Boucher level. So a very boutique version of that. The Guild is still a very good option. Price point, it'll come in about $1,000 under the FG9.
The 55 is a little bit higher, so they're going to be close to the same price.
So between the two, I think you'd be more impressed with the FG9, or I know I have been. Not to knock the Guild at all, but they're just really the Guild is also a U.S. built one, so that is something to consider there. But I'd still say the FG9 is probably my preference.
Okay.
I was saying before, we're going to be doing Walnut Valley Festival this week, home for a week, which means just unload the trailer, find out everything we sold and they've got to replenish, and then off to North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina for the IBMA World of Bluegrass, which is probably the biggest event in Bluegrass, biggest convention. They have the Bluegrass Award Show there, artist showcases going on around the clock, and I mean that. They go till 4 or 5 in the morning. They're up in the suites of the hotel doing the showcases for festivals and record labels, and very cool event. We will have an enormous booth set up, a huge presence, bigger than last year even. We'll have our major stage set up. We'll be doing live streaming from there. A whole bunch of fun stuff planned this year. Big sponsors, Yamaha, Gibson, Boucher, Bourgeois, Eastman, I'm going to miss a few, Adkin, D'Addario, Peterson, Thompson Guitars, I said Boucher. I know I'm missing a few because there are so many great sponsors this year. And of course, the Walnut Valley Festival is going to be one of our lead sponsors there as well. So be ready for that. A whole bunch of live streaming going on from there.
we have gotten quite a few comments of people saying, I'm so looking forward to IBMA, so that's really, really exciting. I'm also
Yes,
as
come
well.
by the booth and say hi, guys. Let us know you're watching. We may do some fun, and I'm going to give you a heads up here that I shouldn't give you. We may do some fun Mr. Beast style things, and in case you don't know Mr. Beast, you don't have kids. We're going to do some Mr. Beast stuff where we walk around both Winfield and IBMA and say, are you subscribed to the Acoustic Shop? They have to show on their phone that they are actually subscribed, and if they are, they may win billions of dollars or a guitar pick. We don't know yet.
We are not promising the billions.
I said it could be either one. We haven't decided yet.
None of the above is promised.
None of the above is, yeah, exactly.
We are not
Just for a
contractually obligated to give either. It may just be a fun thing we do.
Either or, neither.
The difference is Mr. Beast just gives away $1 million for that.
Okay, so question for John. John, where can you buy shirts like that? Where can somebody buy your shirt?
Where can they buy a shirt like that and then
Are
burn
you selling that one?
Yeah,
Why don't you give them the price?
It is now, this one has extra value for the sweat stain. There's a pit
What is
stain
this?
right
Oh
here.
God.
Monster juice you got going on here.
I'm about to fall
You
asleep.
mocked me with Monster, now all of a sudden you're a Monster guy.
That's your fault.
Okay, where do you get your shirts?
A lot of them come
JCPenney.
from just Kohl's.
Guys, I just saw JCPenney says asking their customers to please support them before they go out of into bankruptcy.
Really?
Saying they need your help if you're a fan.
crazy.
Hey, how about that Aaron Rodgers, huh?
We did some fantasy
How about his
football.
Achilles?
Jason did have Aaron Rodgers on the bench, so luckily he wasn't playing yesterday in his fantasy league.
done.
But his Achilles, did they announce that?
He done.
They said it was probably a career ending where he is in his career. So not surprising.
Yeah, that's wild. Okay, so we have another quick question. What's your take on the new XS strings? Particularly, how do they compare to the XTs and Elixirs in form of longevity, in terms of longevity?
XS is my favorite coated string. I have tried Elixirs, especially on mandolin, not a fan. They don't make them anymore anyway. Tone-wise, I love the sound of the XSs, and they last forever. I've had them on my mandolin longer than I would care to admit. XTs, I didn't see as big of a difference on those. They're a treated string. I'm sure they were slightly better than a non-treated string, but I didn't notice enough of a difference on those. The XSs for sure, big difference.
Agreed.
So, you agree? Okay, cool.
Agreed.
I didn't know if John was going to put in anything else. Okay.
This is back to destroying guitars.
Yeah, Liz is. So, next question. When are we going to see the long form of the Bill Monroe video? The short was one of the best ever. Thank you very much for saying that.
Yes. Hinkley, you're the one that can answer
Find
that.
out. I know.
I think you're done with it. It's in Jason's desk, isn't it?
Well, we're getting pretty close. We're just tightening things up.
So many projects
looking
came
at
up
things.
that put that behind. We obviously had
Yeah.
Yamaha. We had to film a bunch of product for them. We're trying to keep all the product reviews current for the stuff that comes out.
Yeah.
We want to have footage of it as soon as we get our hands on them. But that kind of puts other projects behind a little bit. And then now we got Winfield and IBMA to do a bunch
Yeah,
with.
the priority list is very long.
Which the
there's a
Monroe
lot of
is
videos
up there
I'll
on
say
that one,
but
so I know
is
they're
very
working
up
on it.
there, yeah. I would say, I don't know when I can guarantee, honestly, but
I can't wait to see it.
sooner rather than
I
later.
forget what happened.
Yeah.
I was there, and I forget
Yeah.
what happened. Yeah.
Okay, I think that is
that about
enough
it for
of the
today?
questions for now, yeah. Somebody said, what even is the Giant Pick Challenge?
Okay, if you haven't watched that, guys, we went around
getting on there.
Merlefest, and we have it on the thing. That's what it is. We got to do it, don't we?
Yeah.
We almost forgot about the
I was waiting
Giant
for you
Pick
to-
Challenge.
You almost forgot. I remembered.
You did not. I'm going to play a giant mandolin, or an octave mandolin, and because of playing a big mandolin, I'm going to need a giant pick. Hinkley, pick me. Pick me, pick me, pick me. Get it? This is the Giant Pick Challenge, guys. If you haven't seen the video, we went around Merlefest with the Giant Pick and challenged people to play a song and see if you can recognize it. Harder than it looks. If you can recognize what this song is, I win a prize this time, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I think I nailed it.
That was great. Let's see if anybody can actually guess what you were playing. You practiced. You cheated. Normally we just flag people. But yeah, if you have not seen that video where we went around Merle Fest, it was so much fun. Just like a
the funny thing is, they went up to people and said, "We will give you this." Not, they didn't. They had this hidden. They said, "We will give you this tone slab pick if you can play a song we recognize." And the guys, "Oh, I can absolutely do that." And then they go, "With this pick," and then you see the blood drain from their faces, and it was a lot of fun. I had Baxter from LA, no, from Vegas.
Casino Guitars.
Casino Guitars, yes.
Yeah,
he did the challenge, and he found it to be harder than he thought. He tried to play a Christmas song with it.
Okay, a couple of other things. We have some more specific comments. This is a good one. Are we going to be bringing the Monroe Anniversary F5 to IBMA?
We are.
Yeah,
we're going to be bringing that. Gibson is a sponsor of the booth. I can't tell you why. But they're going to have, we're going to at least have the Bill Monroe mandolin there, maybe some other surprises.
That was pretty good.
I'm trying to channel my the mom on the Bluth mom from. This is the best of that.
Huh?
We want the Bluth mom wink from Arrested Development. You can't do it, can you? If you guys haven't seen that, she has this very awkward.
So
twitchy eye.
You did great.
On it. Okay.
No.
So yeah, might have something going on there, but definitely the Monroe will be at IBMA just to showcase.
Okay, a few more questions. What in general is the tone difference between Eastman's dreadnought shape versus their slope shoulder counterparts, no matter what the what it may be?
Very similar to the difference between like a Martin style tone and Gibson. The slope shoulder, and this is part of why John really, I would say he pushed as hard as he could without hurting anybody's feelings over at Bedell to get them to do their dreadnoughts in a square shoulder. The square shoulder does change the tone of the guitar, despite what some of our viewers online think. That chamber, a larger chamber up there squared off, seems to give it a little bit more bass response, less mid-range. Normally a slope shoulder has a little bit more of a mid-range tone. Again, think of more of that Gibson style, which has always been a slope shoulder guitar, versus Martin, the big boomy dreadnought, versus a more round, almost more even tone on the slope shoulder. So similar effect on Eastman as well.
Okay.
One advantage right now is most Eastman slope shoulders are a varnish for the most part, and we really like that antique varnish. It gives a really nice tone. So
they've also been rolling them out with TC tops, which is really cool.
Thermocured tops are now available on the slope shoulders.
Most recently, yeah. Do we have any baritone guitars coming through the shop? Cutaways? Question mark.
No cutaways. We have two of the Guild baritones still in stock. Really, those are the only baritones we've had. I think I heard rumors once that Eastman. Yeah, we have had a Ferk. We have had a Ferk. I stand corrected. Thank you, Hinckley, for correcting me.
You're welcome.
Live in front of all my friends.
I'm so sorry.
I have heard rumors that Eastman has considered it. I think they are so far behind on keeping up with demand of their standard models that it will be a ways off, but it is something that might be on their radar. It's, again, kind of a small niche market, but not really much smaller than a 12-string market, and they have picked up popularity quite a bit. Fun guitar. I think if I had a full band thing, I would own one of those just for one or two songs to get a totally different sound. But right now, only the two Guilds.
Sorry, I was reading some more comments. It looks like everybody is correct. They guessed that it is You Are My Sunshine. That is correct. We've got some.
What do the folks win?
What do the folks win? You can have some of the Teddy Grahams now.
Teddy Grahams. This segment has been brought to you by Teddy Grahams, now made with real honey, guys.
What do you know? That concerns me. What were they making?
What was it made for before? Artificial honey.
Okay, we have some more comments. Do they put thinner necks on Yamahas now? Somebody said my Yamaha from the 70s is a neck like a baseball bat.
That was not uncommon for most manufacturers to have much larger necks, and they hadn't really perfected the stability of necks with truss rods. So I think that the trend had been going to thinner necks. I know Taylor, definitely that's one of their signature things. Feels much more like a electric guitar neck. But now, recently, a lot of people are going back towards more of a vintage retro kind of in between. I do have a Eastman. They did like their parlor guitar, and it has that's definitely like a baseball bat size neck on that one. But
somebody was asking how much is how are the Ferk baritones? I can tell you that the only reason why I remember that we've had a Ferk baritone is because I know that we've filmed with it.
On it, yeah.
So if you go back a little bit, it'll be a couple of years, I believe, probably in like 2021. maybe last year.
Just
but
search our
review
YouTube
on
channel. We do have a
Baritone.
playlist for FERC brand,
It should
or
be
you could
in
also
there.
just search for that particular search FERC Baritone Acoustic Shoppe. You should see the video on that. Very good sounding instrument. I remember that one. Also, guys, I want to thank you. Last Wednesday, we hit our 20,000 subscriber mark on YouTube, and we're already at 20,003. What would be 20.3 thousand? So not quite 23,000.
Yeah.
But yeah, 20,300, I
About.
think that is. So thank you guys for subscribing. All those people that subscribe could win $1 million or a pick, or none of the above.
That's
Just
exactly
saying.
right. Okay. David on Facebook is asking, are we going to have any Eastman Madagascars to take to IBMA?
I think.
I don't know. I think
we
so.
are, yes. Also, Eastman will have a booth there as well, I believe. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I'm going to say
might
that knowing John, I
John-
think that he's going to probably
John might
try
know
and
that.
have those
Are we going to have
there.
any Madagascars at IBMA? Yes, he says.
Yeah.
We will have Madagascars at IBMA. Oh, Dreadnought, right?
Eastman's.
Oh, Eastman's?
Yeah.
Yes, we should.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes,
let's
we
see.
sell out.
Somebody asked, how does John feel about the string joys? It was Lee from North Carolina was asking your opinions on string joy strings.
I like something about them. I haven't figured out yet what. I don't think I like the coated ones, which are the Foxwoods. I'm going to try the Naturals next to see, but there's definitely something with the string tension that I did like a lot.
It's got a weird poppiness to it that I thought was interesting.
Have you tried the mandolin strings?
I have not. We haven't got them in yet.
Yeah, they're here.
Are they here? All right.
I just think that nobody told the
I'll have
mandolin
them at
guy.
Winfield and at IBMA.
So they do brand new hot off the presses mandolin strings from String Joy, and I don't think they're coated on those ones, just be the standard ones. But we're going to try to do some product reviews on our YouTube channel for that as well. Very interesting process. I might even try to travel to their facility to watch them make them, but they actually pull the core wire to full tension that you would have on your guitar on that particular string, and then wind it under tension rather than having kind of a static core wire they wrap, and then later you're stretching that, which then separates those wrappings. So very interesting theory behind it. It makes sense that it would be a very good string, and I'm interested. I've been getting a lot of ads on my Facebook channel, or
Just
my personal Facebook on the new String Joys. I even saw our buddy Jeremy Shepard slinging those things.
Well, what do you know? Somebody, or Tex was asking, is John going to make a John C. signature guitar? To be fair, John does so many custom guitars. He kind of is
They're
always
all
making
John
the
C.
guitar that he
signature
wants, yeah, in a way. That's not in the works, but that'd be pretty cool.
There is a top secret project coming from Eastman that John is designing that will be an exclusive to us. So it's pretty much a John C. / Acoustic Shoppe
Pretty
exclusive
much.
signature.
Honestly, any Acoustic Shoppe exclusive guitar, including like the Bedell builds and stuff.
They're all
those are
ones John
pretty
wants
much
to own
John C.
personally.
guitars,
Yes.
Yeah, he picks out tone woods and he does his whole thing.
He just doesn't sign them.
Yeah. All right. Somebody said, love the shop, got to visit a few weeks ago. Great content. Thank you so much. And I think that we're pretty much done on questions. I'm not seeing
All right,
any more.
guys, thank you for tuning in for Takeover Tuesday. We are all going to finish packing up the trailer, going to head out early in the morning, drive to Kansas, Walnut Valley Festival in Winfield, Kansas. It's going to be a great time. This year, the weather's going to be just about perfect. I think it's like a high of 79 or 82. So last year, it got to the hundreds.
Oh, yeah,
and
it's
it
in the
was
70s. It's going to be a little cold. Bring a jacket.
Yeah, it'll be a little chilly at night. So we will have some Acoustic Shoppe hoodies, guys. So if you didn't pack warm there, we're going to bring some warmth to you.
Heck yeah.
And then if that doesn't do it, you can burn your guitar.
There you go, yeah. Just start a
Start a guitar bonfire.
Oh my gosh.
All right,
Okay.
guys, I'm going to enjoy my Teddygrams that I earned. Thank you for picking up the songs so that I get something. This is the only way I get snacks here is if people recognize songs I play.
Yeah, there you go. All right, we'll see you guys.
See you guys.